Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Pokesplosion channel. This is your host, Mew. I'd like to welcome you here for our second long form video. If you guys checked into that first long form video, you would already be aware that, we've purchased about 35,000 cards in bulk. This video specifically, we are going to be looking closer at, um, what we had found in those 35,000 cards. Now, that being said, this is likely going to have to be a multi, video series because there's just so many cards to go through here that, I don't think we're going to be able to do it all in one video. But, with that being said, yeah, we're just going to kind of get it rolling here and break this down. So, this yellow lot here, I picked this one up specifically for about $350. Sorted through it, broke it down into a lot of different things. There's actually quite a bit of old cards in there that, I think are really cool. And from that, I did break down into roughly 75 cards that I thought would be better long-term holds. Some of them were newer, and I'll kind of get into the variations there here as well. But let's see, just want to pull up this video for you guys here. So I was using Holodecks. I don't know if it's the best scanning tool out there, and I did find some inconsistencies with it not scanning appropriately. And I'll show you guys a little bit more of that here as well. But um, with that, originally took me about 33 minutes, as you can see here. Looks like it's just off the edge of the screen, but this video is about 33 minutes of recording all of these here. So, took me about 33 minutes to scan through about 75 cards. With that, at the end of the first scanning of those cards, what we were kind of looking at here, and took a screenshot that I'm going to show you guys. Oh, if it'll let me pull it up. Need two hands here, it seems. So as you can see on the screen share here, about 74 cards that we went through, and it was showing a total of $326.34. Hard to believe that that would be in bulk, especially in just 75 cards, but goes to show, kind of what we're looking at. So I did break that down into some of the top cards that we were seeing. Kind of an example here. So these are some of the top cards that I was seeing. We have this Gengar, Altaria, some Dragonites with nice little line hollow there. I definitely think those are undervalued, and I'll touch base on that in a little bit as well. Lucario, the Salakazam's pretty major find. Little Umbreon there. This Wally actually surprisingly holds a little bit of value to it. This Corellia actually appears to be a little bit of a miscut there, which is pretty cool. So I don't think that valued out correctly, but we have this Charmander here, a little reverse hollow, really cool reverse hollow pattern. I really like this Pikachu. This Mincino is actually a Master Ball copy, so that's pretty cool find. And then this Ditto here, this Latias, and this Pikachu are both Cosmos, and kind of want to touch base on those as well. Both of these actually have some, if I get them to show on the video here, they have some swirls. This Latias has one up here. It actually has another one kind of right behind the tail as well. So a multi-swirl hollow is a little more rare than your regular one swirl, or like any swirls that are kind of around the edges. When it's directly on the imaging, it's always going to be a little bit better there. This Pikachu really has a cool swirl placement as well, just kind of right behind its rear foot. Kind of hard to get going with the current lighting that I have on the card, but I can maybe take a picture of it later and throw it on one of the social channels there, but just right behind the legs there. But yeah, some really cool finds. Now, when I came through, let me pull this video up for you guys. When I came through and scanned that deck again, um, again, it took closer to about 6 minutes here. And I want to show you guys this. I'll let this run for a little bit, but scanning into this Dragonite, I was noticing that some of the prices on these were different from the first scan to the second scan through. So they were coming through as high on some of them, Dragonite specifically. And as you watch here, I'll kind of sort through and, you can kind of see how the system works. But match on this one looks pretty consistent. But one thing that I did notice is it looks like they just have regular hollow as an option. They don't have pricing for the line hollow variants, and I'll touch base on that here as well. But as you can see, this one is coming in at $9 when the other one was coming in, but it looks like there's a special trainer on that one where it's a little higher. So maybe you guys know more about that. I still need to do some more research. I can't claim to know everything, but definitely learning. And like they say, I'll teach you, you teach me. So in true Pokemon spirit, appreciate anything. If you know about it, go ahead and drop some info in the comments there. But yeah, so I don't want to go through this whole video. This one is, about 6 minutes as well. But a lot of inconsistencies there also. So I do want to pull up another video here for you guys. So two of those cards specifically where I was getting some major price differences were the Alakazam, which throughout the entire series, or an entire set of cards here. Sorry, I'm running into some issues with the video that I'm pulling up. I like to kind of do this all combined so I can save on time and bring more content for you guys. But the Alakazam specifically was the one that came up as being the highest value find so far. Really cool card here. Little Mega Evolutions. Pretty sweet. But this one specifically, originally it came a lot higher. But when I scanned it in the second time, and as you'll see in this video, so this one's showing up as 174.42, mega find. Second time I scanned it through, I think it was only showing up as about $21. So you can see down below here. So this was the 003 promo. So some of them, are showing up as 23. Some of them are showing up higher. Really, I don't fully understand what the difference is to that, but looks like my desktop capture might have cut off here. Oh, there we go. Let's try this again. See if it'll pick up accurately. Well, a little bit of technical difficulties, it seems, but oh, anywho, yeah, I was seeing some major inconsistencies with that card. Second one that I was seeing major inconsistencies, and I'll just peel back the screen here for you guys, was this Gengar card here. So, the second time through, it was coming through at about $5. I think the first time I scanned through, hopefully if it tracks it here on the recording, oh, there we go. Yeah, so I got two screens going, so sometimes it's a little tricky, but you scan through all these different variations down at the bottom. You can kind of see, it looks like I got to keep the mouse moving on the recording here. Eventually there is this copy here that oh, looks like I clicked into it. It's going for quite a bit higher, 3270. So some issues with the recording or the AI scanners out there is they're not always going to pick up on the right card. So specifically, if you had watched the first video, you got to see me peel one of these guys. Hidden Mew there. You can see the Mew symbol down in the bottom. If you didn't see me peel it, check out that first video. It's really pretty cool. Devalued it by a lot, but realistically, it should have made the rest a little more valuable. So, but these specifically, when you scan them, it doesn't pick it up as the hidden Ditto versions. So it just gives it the original pricing. Says they're probably worth, like 20-25 cents. When realistically, these are going for, closer to 20 plus. In the unpeeled state. In the peeled state, they are closer to, about $6 there. But yeah, so that's pretty cool finds. Again, really, really cool stuff here. Kind of surprised that I was able to find all of this in some bulk. Has me a little hopeful that, I could still be profitable yet, but, I am somewhat worried as far as being able to ultimately move product. Now that being said, I went to pursue this, and I did want to kind of preface this at the start of the video, but I think now is as good a time as any. I really wouldn't have pursued any of this if I hadn't done a lot of the things that I had earlier in life. Spent most of my 20s with my head in books, reading a ton of information, doing a lot of training courses, studying entrepreneurship. So one thing I would definitely advise if anybody is looking to pursue something like this is, do your basics on business, understand, how taxes work, if you need an LLC, if you can flow through to personal income, and, what different taxes look like based upon how you set up your entities. I think that is going to be something that will make or break somebody's business, and separate those who are most profitable in pursuing something like this, or, it could be the difference of not making any profit and making profit in the long run. So, definitely bear that in mind. I've studied quite a bit about finance, so I'm willing to take on a little more risk right now than I think most people would, and that's just kind of led me into some of the decisions that I've made. But another thing, as far as like really, I think undervalued cards go, and I I was surprised to find these myself. Didn't even think that they were worth much, but I'm gonna load up the video here. These are all non-holographics. They are, one thing that they do have in common is they are all pre 2010. So this guy's a 29 Whismer, or 2009, yeah. This is a 2007 Badoo, a 2008 Houndoom, and surprisingly, a level 15 2009 Munchlax. Out of the bunch, this is actually worth the most. I was very surprised. Wanted to scan a few cards that I thought might have some value, and turns out that they actually did. A lot of them weren't pulling up too high, but these ones specifically, I'm going to load up the video here for you. Here we go. Oh, looks like it already started playing. Let's go ahead and kick that in. And so scanning in the Whismer here comes out at $2.80 on non-holo variant. It's pretty cool. The Houndoom, $3.34. Really not too bad. Surprised by this one specifically. The Badoo comes back at $5.46. And the Munchlax at $11.95. Wow. So yeah, I was really kind of surprised by that. Does that surprise you guys? It's pretty wild. But ultimately, I just kind of want to share these things with you guys. I am going to be doing a giveaway. I'm going to have to cut that in here with some editing software. Typically, I try to get it all in one cut. Today, I kind of jumped the gun and I was a little underprepared. Maybe I'll just give something away here from what we were looking at. Let's see. Can't give away the whole farm right off the bat, you know. Trying to build up a following here, guys. You know, larger and larger giveaways will come over time, I promise. But I think, you know, this might be a good little start. This Pikachu here, I think this will age pretty well. This is, you know, currently a 2022. I think it came back as like a $4 or $5 value at the moment. I think that'll age well. Pikachus tend to always age well. You know, I'd be surprised in 10 years to, you know, see this thing around 50. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see it around $50 or so in, you know, 10 or more years. So, with that being said, comment what other type of giveaways you'd like to see in the comments to enter in for the giveaway of this guy. I will have a short coming out here soon for an additional giveaway. We're looking at July 21st for that one. So I think we'll match the giveaway with this one on July 21st as well. So throw that in the comments. Should probably have made a plug by now to, you know, like, subscribe, and, you know, throw comments down there. You know, it really helps support the channel, and love to share this journey with you guys. But yeah, let me just make sure that I am covering everything. We'll probably do some reverse holo finds and you know, other things that I'm kind of excited about into the future here. Building out full sets. You know, why I like reverse holos and, you know, holos for that type of stuff. And then into the future as well, a couple of additional videos that we're going to be looking to do here in the near future. Is, you know, cards that are potentially undervalued. I didn't really get to those today. I do have some stacks here that I want to go through with you guys. Then I will be listing some more cards on the eBay here really quick. I'm trying to do everything in tandem, so once I have about my first 50 uploaded, I'm going to do a video on that, kind of go over the listing processes and what I found there, some potential bottlenecks, and you know, things along those lines that I think people will want to be aware of. Then we'll go some more into some grading candidates, break into a little bit of the vault, some cards that I have from back in the day when I used to play a little more competitively. And yeah, we'll kind of drill into a few more things here. Again, if you watched the first video there, I got a couple of booster box from Chaos Rising. We got 2 of those. We'll be looking to open one here when we're closer to, you know, anywhere from 100 to 500 subscribers. And then we open the second one closer to 10,000 subscribers. On that second box opening, grab some cards here. We will be doing another major giveaway of these 2 beauties. So this is the Deerling and the Sawsbuck extended. Well, they're continuous art, so the art on these continues from one card to the next. And I got these extended art cases for them, which are really pretty cool. So at about 10, you know, at 10,000 subscriber milestone, we'll be ripping that second box, and we're going to be giving away these guys, just as a token of gratitude for you know, following the channel. But yeah, to not ramble on any further here, I know you guys got lives, so really appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Thanks for supporting the channel, guys. Take care.